this morning on Republic? Well, Republic TV exclusively interviewed M.S. Bhatia, the IG in operations in Kashmir. IG Bhatia spoke about Kashmir and also told us about how the situation is in much better shape now. Listen in.
No doubt, security scenario in the Kashmir Valley has improved to a greater extent. We have seen a number of anti-terror operations carried by joint forces in which number of terrorists were neutralized. However, we see a manifestation of hybrid terrorism, targeted killings, which of course is a major cause of concern for the security forces. To know more about the situation, I'm joined by IG CRPF Kashmir Ops Sector, M.S. Bhatia. Thank you so much for talking to Republic, sir. Sir, how do you see target killings? People say, officers say, agencies say, they are the act of desperation. Do you agree?
I totally agree with this. When the adversary here is on the back foot, they are losing men, they are losing support from the public. So what they are doing is, they are choosing soft targets. And, I call it cowardice, because you are attacking unarmed people, innocent civilians. So, and whom are you targeting? You are targeting the Kashmiri Pandits, you are targeting the non-local laborers, etc. Now, both these sections they have been part and parcel of the socio-economic fabric of the Kashmiri society. And for example, if you look at the non-local labor, I would say that, the economy of Kashmir is to a large extent dependent on these non-local laborers who come here, who engage in various activities like construction, in brick kilns, in the apple orchards, etc. So they are here to sustain the economy. They're also here in the hospitality industry, etc. So if you are targeting them, you are hitting the economic base. If you are hitting Kashmiri Pandits, you are destroying the social fabric of Kashmir. So definitely, I see no logic, no rationale in this, except that it is an act of frustration, desperation, and cowardice.
Sir, when we talk about the situation, we have seen a number of things coming from the Government of India, Ministry of Home Affairs, as far as the crackdown on terror is concerned. The properties were attached. Terror organizations were banned like LET and the Jaish-e-Mohammed, and the people who crossed over, even in 90s, now they are being recognized, they are being declared as designated terrorists. Was this move really required?
It is totally required. So when you have launched a war on terror, all the tools which you have at your disposal, which are within the limits of the law of the land, I think you have to employ all those tools, because the ultimate aim is to demolish the terror ecosystem. Now, when you have to demolish the terror ecosystem, you have to hit at the very roots. And operations is one part. The various laws which enable the enabling provisions of various laws to fight terror, they have to be used effectively against the terrorists. Their properties of various people who are sheltering and providing logistics, financial support, they have to be attached. Various organizations which have been fanning the terror, providing ideological support to them, they have to be banned and they have to be targeted. And their funding channels also have to be squeezed, because if the funds keep coming, that will sustain the terror. So when it's an all-out war, all these aspects are very important, and I'm glad to say that there's perfect synergy between the various agencies, be it operational agencies on the ground, the investigative agencies, the intelligence agencies, the enforcement agencies. They are all working in tandem, and the aim is very clear, that is to demolish the terror ecosystem so that it doesn't spring back again.
Sir, you and your boys' job mainly is to deal with the operations, because you take care of the operational sector of the Kashmir Valley. We have seen number of operations, number of anti-terror operations, and the way terrorists, the commanders or the C-grade terrorists, they all were neutralized. So what at present is the status of the terror ranks, and also is the local recruitment continuing?
See, on the terror front, I'm very happy to say that whatever modules have been coming up, they have been destroyed immediately. The shelf life of the terrorist has gone down. So as soon as the name of any particular terrorist comes up, and the intelligence agencies and the operational agencies, they get on the job immediately. And the module is neutralized, busted, the terrorist is neutralized within no time. This is possible because we are getting a lot of pinpointed intelligence inputs. That is one. The second thing is that as far as the recruitment is concerned, again, I'm happy to note that the number of fresh recruitment is going down in the valley, which shows that the terrorists have by and large lost that kind of ideological narrative that they used to have and the kind of hold on the minds of the public. That shows that the policies of the government of the day, the government of India, the Ministry of Home Affairs, they are making a lot of inroads, and fresh recruits are not coming. The existing terrorists are getting neutralized very fast. The shelf life has gone down. The modules are being busted before they can do any damage. So all these show that we have the upper hand, the government agencies have the upper hand, and the people are also by and large now in sync with the policies of the government.
Sir, you said that the local recruitment is coming down because now boys are not joining. They, in a way, accepted that the policies of the government are quite fine and they gel with the public. But don't you think that the hybrid terrorist is a cause of concern which has been accepted by so many agencies now?
That's a new kind of challenge, I would say, the hybrid terrorism. Earlier, you used to have a lot of terrorists who used to openly post on social media, and there was a lot of glamour involved. Now I would say that, there has been a de-glamorization of terror in the valley. So now you will not find, for example, terrorist commanders flaunting themselves on the social media and other things. That shows that, that kind of glamour and the attraction and the lure of terrorism, that has gone down. Of course, hybrid terrorism is a new challenge, but it is a climb down on the actual terrorists that used to exist a few years back. So now, even if you talk of hybrid terrorists, they are basically doing things on the sly, doing something like a standoff firing or throwing a grenade and then, retreating and into the society and into the normal ways of life. But even the hybrid terrorists are being cracked down upon. And depending on the severity of their involvement, if they are actively involved in terrorist attacks, of course they will be neutralized. If they are sitting somewhere on the fence, we will try to get them back into the mainstream. If they have committed something which deserves, they are being sent to jail, they will be sent to jail. So, and I have seen a lot of people who have, a lot of youngsters who have gone into the terrorist ranks. Their parents have come out openly, appealing to them. They have come into the media appealing to them to return. Many of them have returned also. All these are very welcome signs.
IG Bhatia, thank you so much for speaking to the public.